ignorant. You find an American who lives in Ohio, grows up in Ohio, and he's never been to Chicago.
I went to university in Ohio, by the way.
And then, but you didn't go to Chicago?
So be careful what you say.
I didn't know.
But I did go, well, actually, I used to go to Chicago. Chicago is just about 5 hours from where I was in Ohio.
So
5 hours drive.
I schooled in Toledo.
I know Toledo very well.
Toledo
is in the far north.
Yes, I arrived because there is no airport in Toledo. I arrived at Dayton, what they call it.
Yeah, I know Dayton.
Okay, so
Dayton was 30 minutes from where I was in Cincinnati.
Oh, you are in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I was in Cincinnati,
Cincinnati
then
to Toledo is also, I think, 30 minutes or less. So you can see an average American from Cincinnati would, grow up, die in Cincinnati without ever being to Toledo, Ohio.
Yeah, it's a very inward-looking society.
So this is Donald Trump himself does not really know. He's ignorant about what is happening in Nigeria, and that is where the problem is. I raised this alarm on the 7th.
Yes, you had a motion.
You
moved a motion. Yeah.
And the motion is titled "The Urgent Need to Correct the Misconception Going On," where American senator wants Nigeria to be reclassified again as CPC because we have been on that list when Obama, these guys were.
Well, even Trump. I mean, in Trump's first administration, we were in that list.
But then we were lifted, and that was when we were struggling to get, when the attack of the insurgents, the terrorists, was at its peak, and we desperately needed air support, and, like Tucano. Lee Law prevented us from getting that. And Buhari has to go to Washington, meet with Donald Trump, then convince him, because I remember he told me then that Donald Trump looked at him in the face and said, "You are there and they are killing Christians. What the hell is going on?" And Buhari, being a calm person, allowed Trump to vent out. He said, "Look, this is not what's going on." And he went him through and put proof. I remember that Nigerian top government officials had to go even before ICC to defend Nigeria as to those allegations then. I remember Simon Lalong was the governor of Plateau. He had to go there because there were killings in Plateau too. But surprisingly, when I brought this motion, this government, was really more of indifferent about it, and they were treating it with levity. And look at what is going on now. All have been diverted to making noise, and you don't.
Well, it's a reactionary thing, isn't it? They've now become, rather than being proactive,
Thank you,
have dealt with it.
Yeah.
On the strength of the motion that people like you put out.
And you remember that this whole problem came out from the American Congress. That is the same as National Assembly in here, isn't it?
Absolutely.
But did you hear National Assembly here doing anything?
Reacting to it.
Reacting to it.
Officially
or proactively. Yeah. When I brought the motion, even the prayers of the motion was stood down, and they said they have set a committee to look at the motion. And look at what has happened now.
That's a very good point. And the U.S. lawmaker Riley Moore is warning the Nigerian government not to test the resolve of the U.S. government under President Trump. He warned that others who had tested the resolve of the Trump administration had failed, and that President Trump had provided forewarning: if you do not correct the current state of inaction, the days of the U.S. looking the other way are over. Those are the words of Riley Moore. He says, "We will not allow the gates of hell to prevail against the faithful." That sounds scary, doesn't it?
Yeah, but that's the American stuff. One thing good about them is, as they issue these strong warnings, is honestly because